Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Valsa Williams and with me is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to participate virtually in first ever I2U2 summit along with leaders of Israel, UAE and US this afternoon. Government announces free COVID booster doses for people between 18 and 59 years from tomorrow. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu emphasizes the need to focus on preventive measures to address huge burden of genetic diseases like thalassemia and sickle cell anemia. Annual Kawad Yatra begins after a gap of 2 years. Acting Sri Lanka President Ranil Wickremesinghe asked military to take all necessary steps to restore order as scores of protesters injured in violence. In ISSF Shooting World Cup, India bags 1 gold and 3 silver at Changwon in South Korea. And in cricket, India to meet England in second ODI at Lord's in London this evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will participate in the first ever I2U2 Leaders Virtual Summit today. The India-Israel UAE-USA Leaders Summit will also witness the participation of Israeli Prime Minister Yair Lapid, UAE President Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan and US President Joe Biden. The leaders will discuss possible joint projects within the framework of I2U2 as well as other common areas of mutual interest to strengthen economic partnership in the respective regions and beyond. The projects can serve as a model for economic cooperation and offer opportunities for businessmen and workers. We spoke to former diplomat Ashok Sajjanhar on the significance and agenda of the summit.
Basically, it will be an exploratory meeting. They will discuss, encourage joint investments in 6 identified areas of water, energy, transportation, space, health, and food security. In addition, they will also discuss modernizing infrastructure, low-carbon development for industry, improve public health, and develop critical and emerging green technologies. It is a very significant initiative that has been taken, and the future meetings, the future interaction and future action will show that all these countries come together and bring peace and stability to the region.
Our correspondent has filed this report.
The I2U2 grouping was conceptualized during the meeting of the foreign ministers of the 4 countries held on 18th October last year. Each country also has Sherpa-level interactions regularly to discuss the possible areas of cooperation. I2U2 is aimed to encourage joint investments in 6 mutually identified areas such as water, energy, transportation, space, health and food security. It intends to mobilize private sector capital and expertise to help modernize the infrastructure, low-carbon development pathways for the industries, improve public health and promote the development of critical, emerging and green technologies. Anupam Mishra, AR News, Delhi.
People aged between 18 and 59 years can get free precaution doses of the COVID vaccine at government vaccination centres under a 75-day special drive starting tomorrow. The decision was taken at a Union Cabinet meeting in New Delhi yesterday. Briefing media, Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur said the Cabinet approved the proposal to give booster doses free of cost to mark the 75th anniversary of India's independence.
पंद्रह जुलाई 2022 से लेकर अगले 75 दिन तक देश के 18 वर्ष से ज्यादा उम्र के जितने भी नागरिक होंगे उनको बूस्टर डोज बिल्कुल मुफ्त में देने का निर्णय लिया गया है। इससे जहां एक और उनको सुरक्षा भी मिलेगी। इससे पहले जो मुफ्त था वो फ्रंट लाइन वर्कर्स थे, कोविड वॉरियर्स थे या फिर 60 साल से ज्यादा के जो नागरिक थे उनके लिए। अब इसको 18 साल से ज्यादा की उम्र वालों के लिए साफ कर दिया है कि बिल्कुल मुफ्त बूस्टर डोज अब आप लगवा सकते हो और ये सभी सरकारी केंद्रों पर जगह जगह पर उपलब्ध होगा।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the decision will further India's vaccination coverage and create a healthier nation. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said vaccination is an effective means to fight COVID-19. We spoke to Dr. N.K. Arora, chairman of the COVID task force, about the government's decision on booster doses.
This is a welcome step by Government of India. The whole purpose is that every eligible adult who has completed 6 months after the last dose should get a precaution dose. It is very important to remember that COVID is still around, and as part of our genomic surveillance we have found that every week or second week there are new lineage of Omicron which keep emerging, and so far we have been protected from serious disease, hospitalization and death primarily because of COVID vaccination.
More than 199 crore vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Health Ministry said more than 11,76,000 doses were administered in the last 24 hours. During the same period, 20,139 new COVID cases were reported in the country. India's active case load currently stands at 1,36,076 and it is at 31%. The recovery rate is currently at 98.49%. A total of 16,482 people recovered in the last 24 hours, and with this, the total recovery touched over 4 crore 30 lakh and 28,000. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu today emphasized the need to focus on preventive measures to address the huge burden of genetic diseases like thalassemia and sickle cell anemia in the country. He suggests for taking up mass screening of the children for early identification and management of genetic disorders. Addressing a gathering after inaugurating the second blood transfusion unit and an advanced diagnostic laboratory at the Thalassemia and Sickle Cell Society in Hyderabad today, he asked the private sector and NGOs to support the government's efforts in combating genetic diseases. Noting that treatment options are cost-intensive and distressing to the child, the Vice President called for a comprehensive approach to address the health challenge of thalassemia and sickle cell anemia.
Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, who tested positive for COVID-19 on the 12th of this month, was admitted to Kaveri Hospital in Chennai. He was under quarantine in his residence till today. The medical report released by the hospital said the Chief Minister was kept under observation and for further medical tests. Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar called upon states to come to a consensus on ushering in technology and transparency in the agriculture sector. Speaking at the inauguration of the National Conference of State Agriculture and Horticulture Ministers in Bengaluru today, he pointed out that the conference must come out with a concrete plan to promote biofertilizers, natural farming, crop diversification, digital agriculture and delivery of benefits to the farming community. He said the states must use technology to assess the crop loss and ensure compensation within 1 month.
The Department of Consumer Affairs has set up a committee to develop a comprehensive framework on the right to repair. The aim of the framework is to empower consumers and product buyers in the local market, harmonize trade between the original equipment manufacturers and the third-party buyers and sellers. Its aim is also to emphasize on developing sustainable consumption of products and reduction in e-waste. Once the framework is rolled out in India, it will become a game changer both for the sustainability of the products and as well as serve as a catalyst for employment generation through Atmanirbhar Bharat. The Maharashtra government today slashed tax on petrol by 5 rupees per litre and 3 rupees on diesel. Announcing this decision after the state cabinet meeting, Chief Minister Eknath Shinde said that the reduction on petrol and diesel prices will put a burden of 6,000 crore rupees on the state's exchequer.
The BJP has come down heavily on Congress over its leader's comment on NDA presidential candidate Draupadi Murmu. Party spokesperson Gaurav Bhatia alleged that the opposition is conspiring to undermine the dignity of the president's post. He described the opposition leader's indecent remarks on Draupadi Murmu as a sign of unhealthy politics. Mr. Bhatia stressed that she is a tribal woman and has reached this level due to her hard work and honesty. The BJP-led NDA has made her presidential candidate and many opposition parties are also supporting her. The annual Kanwar Yatra begins today on the first day of the holy month of Sawan. The annual pilgrimage is resuming after a gap of almost 2 years. The Yatra, which did not take place in the last 2 years due to the COVID-19 outbreak, is expected to be attended by around 3 to 4 crore devotees this year. More from our correspondent.
Uttar Pradesh government has made elaborate arrangements regarding the Kanwad Yatra. ADG Law and Order Prashant Kumar told AIR News that coordination with other states has also been established and police is making sure that the Kanwadiyas get all kind of facilities including proper food and clean toilets. To maintain peace and harmony during the Yatra, police have also spoken to leaders of different communities. For the first time, UP police will also distribute tricolor flags during Kanwad Yatra in series of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrations. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
In Jammu and Kashmir, Sri Amarnath Ji Yatra from Baltal route has been temporarily stopped because of incessant rains. Authorities said it will be allowed after improvement in weather conditions.
You were listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to participate virtually in the first ever I2U2 summit along with leaders of Israel, UAE and US this afternoon. Government announces free COVID booster doses for people between 18 and 59 years from tomorrow. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu emphasizes the need to focus on preventive measures to address huge burden of genetic diseases like thalassemia and sickle cell anemia. Annual Kanwad Yatra begins after a gap of 2 years. Acting Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe asked military to take all necessary steps to restore order as scores of protesters injured in violence. In ISSF Shooting World Cup, India bags 1 gold and 3 silver at Changwon in South Korea. And in cricket, India to meet England in the second ODI at Lord's in London this evening. And for quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
कंपटीशन की अगर आप कर रहे हैं तैयारी तो उनके लिए ऑल इंडिया रेडियो पर हम लाए हैं अभ्यास, एक ऐसा कार्यक्रम जिसमें आप पूछेंगे सवाल व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर या फिर ईमेल करेंगे abhyas.airnews@gmail.com पर और हमारे विशेषज्ञ देंगे इसका जवाब। आपका अभ्यास हमारा प्रयास।
Welcome back to the Midday News. In Sri Lanka, Speaker Mahinda Yapa Abeyewardena said today that he has not yet received President Gotabaya Rajapaksa's letter of resignation. Meanwhile, informed sources said the resignation letter has not been sent because the President, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, has not yet reached his destination. Local media reports that the letter is expected to be received today. However, the number of people injured during the clashes which erupted yesterday had increased to 84 and admitted to the Colombo National Hospital. Hospital sources said 42 were admitted during the clash near Parliament. Yesterday, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe told the military to do whatever is necessary to restore order after protesters stormed his office. Mr. Wickremesinghe has been appointed as acting president by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, who has fled the country. Sri Lanka has been suffering from its worst economic crisis in decades. Former British Finance Minister Rishi Sunak has won the first round of voting by MPs to choose the next Conservative leader and Prime Minister. He secured 88 votes of Tory MPs. Trade Minister Penny Mordaunt got 67 and Foreign Secretary Liz Truss 50 votes. With this, there are 6 candidates remaining in the running to succeed Boris Johnson. 2 candidates, Finance Minister Nadhim Zahawi and former Foreign Minister Jeremy Hunt, were knocked out of the race. Rishi Sunak, whose resignation last week led to Johnson's downfall, got the backing of 88 out of the Conservative Party's 358 lawmakers. Nadhim Zahawi, who assumed charge as the Finance Minister after Sunak's resignation, and former Foreign Minister Jeremy Hunt were eliminated as they could not secure the minimum benchmark of 30 votes. 3 other candidates were knocked out earlier.
The central government will soon launch a nationwide campaign, Har Ghar Tiranga, to inspire countrymen to hoist the national flag at their homes to mark the 75th Independence Day. The initiative has been taken under the aegis of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, for which the Ministry of Culture is the nodal ministry. The Indian national flag is a symbol of national pride for the entire nation, and to further honor the national flag, the program of Har Ghar Tiranga has been planned.
The Har Ghar Tiranga campaign aims at encouraging Indians everywhere to hoist the national flag. The campaign in the 75th year of independence is not only an act of personal connection with the tricolor, but also an embodiment of our commitment to nation building. The idea behind the initiative is to invoke the feeling of patriotism in the hearts of people and promote awareness about national flag. The use, display and hoisting of the Indian national flag is guided by the Flag Code of India 2002. The Flag Code brings together all laws, conventions, practices and instructions for the display of the national flag and governs the display of national flag by private, public and government institutions. The Flag Code of India took effect on 26 January 2002. In December last year, the Flag Code of India 2002 was amended and the national flag made of polyester or machine-made was allowed. Now, the national flag shall be made of hand-spun and hand-woven or machine-made cotton, polyester, wool, silk and khadi bunting. The national flag shall be rectangular in shape and it can be of any size, but the ratio of the length to the width of the flag shall be 3:2. As per clause of the Flag Code of India, there shall be no restriction on the display of the national flag by members of the general public, private organizations and educational institutions inconsistent with the dignity and honor of the national flag. Anand Kumar, AIR News, Delhi.
And now let's listen to a special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
Today we remember social reformer and educationist Gopal Ganesh Agarkar. Gopal Ganesh Agarkar was born on the 14th of July 1856 in Karad Taluk of Satara district, Maharashtra. He first met Tilak at the Deccan College where they were classmates. The Tilak-Agarkar duo set up a series of educational institutions to promote education and social reform and instill patriotism among the masses.
He was the first editor of Kesari, the leading Marathi newspaper founded by Lokmanya Tilak. Gopal Agarkar believed that the need for social reform was more immediate. Thus, he started his own periodical, Sudharak, in which he campaigned against the injustices of untouchability and the caste system.
Widow remarriage, the great social reformer continued to work till his last breath and died on the 17th of June 1895. AIR News pays tribute to the great nationalist.
Also on the 14th of July 1942, Quit India resolution was passed by the Congress Working Committee.
After the failure of the Cripps mission, Gandhiji called for a voluntary British withdrawal from India. From 29th April to the 1st of May 1942, the All India Congress Committee assembled in Allahabad to discuss the resolution of the Working Committee. Although Gandhiji was absent from the meeting, many of his points were admitted into the resolution, the most significant of them being commitment to non-violence.
On the 14th of July 1942, the Congress Working Committee met at Wardha and resolved that it would authorize Gandhiji to take charge of the non-violent mass movement. The resolution, generally referred to as the Quit India Resolution, was to be approved by the All India Congress Committee meeting in Bombay in August.
On 7th and 8th August 1942, the All India Congress Committee met in Bombay and ratified the Quit India Resolution when Gandhiji gave the mantra of do or die.
We also remember martyr Gangaram. He was serving the English East India Company Army but left it during the First War of Independence in 1857 for taking part in the resistance against the British rule. He fought the British on several occasions and also offered financial assistance to his fellow rebels and encouraged them to attack British establishments.
Gangaram was caught by the company troops in one of their attacks on the rebel positions and put on trial for desertion, mutiny and aiding the rebellion against the British. He was sentenced to transportation for life with labour in irons in 1857 and sent from Bombay to the Andaman Islands, where he died in captivity on the 14th of July 1858. We salute the brave martyr, Gangaram.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Uttar Pradesh on Saturday and inaugurate Bundelkhand Expressway at Kaitheri village in Orai Tehsil of Jalon district. The 296-kilometre four-lane expressway has been constructed at a cost of around 14,850 crore rupees under the aegis of Uttar Pradesh Expressways Industrial Development Authority and can later be expanded up to 6 lanes as well. It extends from NH35 at Gonda village near Bharat Koop in Chitrakoot district to near Kudrel village in Etawah district, where it merges with the Agra-Lucknow Expressway. It passes through 7 districts: Chitrakoot, Banda, Mahoba, Hamirpur, Jalon, Auraiya and Etawah. The Bihar police busted a potential terror module with some links to extremist outfit Popular Front of India (PFI) and arrested 2 accused from the Phulwari Sharif area of Patna for indulging in anti-India activities. Phulwari Sharif Assistant Superintendent of Police Manish Kumar told AIR that the arrested persons have been identified as Mohammad Jalauddin, a retired Jharkhand police officer, and Athar Parvez. They have links with PFI.
Burn and Plastic Surgery Department of AIIMS Delhi, in collaboration with Association of Plastic Surgeons of India (APSI), will organize APSI Shushustra Film Festival ASFF 2022 to observe 12th National Plastic Surgery Day on the 15th of this month. Department Head of Burn and Plastic Surgery, Dr. Professor Manish Singhal, said that this film festival is on the theme of changing lives with plastic and reconstructive surgery. He highlighted that the film festival is envisioned to promote the best works done by the plastic surgeons across the country.
जैसा हम देखते हैं कि एक्सीडेंट्स में लोगों के अंग कट जाते हैं, उंगलियां कट जाती हैं या हाथ कट जाते हैं, उनको वापस प्लास्टिक सर्जरी के द्वारा जोड़ा जा सकता है। मरीज को सेफली ट्रांसपोर्ट करने के बाद जल्दी से जल्दी अंग को अगर हम किसी प्लास्टिक की थैली में डाल दें और उस थैली को हम किसी बर्फ के बॉक्स में डाल दें, ध्यान रखें जो अंग है वो बर्फ के डायरेक्ट कॉन्टैक्ट में ना आए, बीच में प्लास्टिक जरूर हो। उससे अगर हम जल्दी से जल्दी उसको अस्पताल भेजते हैं, 6 घंटे के अंदर अंदर ये ऑपरेशन सक्सेसफुली हो सकता है, लेकिन जितनी जल्दी भेजें उतना बेहतर है। और मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है कि इस मैसेज को जितने ज्यादा लोगों में आप फैलाएं, उतना ज्यादा हम प्लास्टिक सर्जरी के द्वारा लोगों को फायदा दें।
In Telangana, incessant rains continue to batter, especially in northern districts of the state. Hundreds of villages have been inundated due to swollen rivers and streams. Thousands of people who reside close to the banks of water bodies have been shifted to relief camps. River Godavari is on spate and flowing at 60.3 feet at Bhadrachalam. The local authorities have imposed Section 144, asking people not to venture out as the river is in fury and many low-lying areas have been inundated. The authorities are predicting further rise in the water levels of River Godavari. More from a correspondent.
Incessant rains and swollen rivers, including Godavari, are raising concern among the authorities in Telangana as normal life has been badly hit. There is no respite from rains, even after about a week, especially for the people in north and northeast districts of the state. Swollen streams and roads being washed away are posing challenges for relief activities. Several villages in worst-hit districts have been cut off as the road connectivity got snapped due to overflowing streams. It is estimated that nearly 10,000 people have been shifted to safer locations at different districts in the state. Cattle and sheep also have been shifted to higher locations from the low-lying areas near River Godavari as a swollen river causing inundation of several villages down the stream. State ministers stay put up at the rain-hit districts to monitor the relief activities. Educational institutions have been closed for 3 more days and all scheduled examinations have been postponed. People have been advised by the authorities not to venture out unless it is unavoidable. Meanwhile, Met officials warned of heavy rains for a few more days. In Telangana, Lakshmi, AIR News, Hyderabad.
Gujarat has received over half of its normal average monsoon rain till now. According to the Emergency Control Room, the state has received 51% of the total average monsoon rain. According to sources, Kutch has received 97% rain, while South Gujarat received 64% rain. Saurashtra recorded 51% of the total rain till now. AIR correspondent reports that relief works are running in full swing in the flood-affected areas.
Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel has announced 17 crore rupees financial assistance to 156 municipalities to carry out restoration works after the heavy rain. Meanwhile, heavy to very heavy rain continues in Navsari, Valsad and Dan districts of South Gujarat. Purna, Ambika and Kaveri rivers are on spate, causing flood-like situation in low-lying areas. Regular traffic was disrupted for several hours this morning between Chikhli and Valsad on Ahmedabad-Mumbai National Highway due to heavy waterlogging. Ahmedabad city also received heavy showers early this morning. 5 laborers were rescued by the fire brigade in Ahmedabad after a wall collapsed incident. Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
In Shooting World Cup, India bagged 1 gold and 3 silver today at Changwon in South Korea. Indian men's team of Arjun Babuta, Shahut Sharmane and Parth Makhija won gold in the 10-meter air rifle event, outsmarting South Korea 17-15. Indian women's team of Ramita, Elavenil Valarivan and Mehuli Ghosh won silver in the 10-meter air rifle team event. Indian men and women's teams also got silver in the air pistol team event. The men's team, comprising Shiva Narwal, Naveen and Sagar Dangi, lost to Italy in the final, while the women's team of Palak, Rhythm Sangwan and Yuvika Tomar lost to South Korea. India now tops the medals tally with 3 gold, 4 silver and 1 bronze. Earlier, Arjun Babuta had won the gold medal in men's air rifle category, while the duo of Mehuli Ghosh and Shahutu Sharmane bagged gold in the 10-meter air rifle mixed team category yesterday. In cricket, India will take on England in the second one-day international of the 3-match series at Lord's in London today. The match will begin at 5:30 p.m. Indian time. The Rohit Sharma-led Indian team had thrashed England by 10 wickets in the opening one-day international at the Oval in London on Tuesday. The bowling attack of India certainly looks strong for the next match as well after the marvellous performance in the first match. The visitors will be eager for a series win, while the hosts would be aiming to come back. The Indian team has already won the 3-match T20 series against England 2-1.
Now let us take a look at the weather update for the day. The national capital Delhi is likely to have gently cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature is recorded at 30 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be around 38 degrees. Mumbai is expected to have gently cloudy sky with heavy rain. The temperature will hover between 24 and 26 degrees Celsius. Chennai is likely to have gently cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum and maximum temperature will be 25 to 36 degrees Celsius. Kolkata is likely to have partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. Srinagar, Jammu and Muzaffarabad are likely to have thunderstorm with rain. Leh is likely to have gently cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder or lightning. Gilgit is expected to have gently cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Visakhapatnam and Thiruvananthapuram are expected to have gently cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. Hyderabad is likely to have gently cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Bangalore is likely to have gently cloudy sky with light rain. Puducherry is likely to have gently cloudy sky. In the northeast, Guwahati, Itanagar, Imphal, Shillong, Aizawl and Kohima are likely to have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers.
Now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to participate virtually in first ever I2U2 summit along with leaders of Israel, UAE and US this afternoon. Government announces free COVID booster doses for people between 18 and 59 years from tomorrow. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu emphasizes the need to focus on preventive measures to address huge burden of genetic diseases like thalassemia and sickle cell anemia. Annual Kanwad Yatra begins after a gap of 2 years. Acting Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe asked military to take all necessary steps to restore order as scores of protesters injured in violence. In ISSF Shooting World Cup, India bags 1 gold and 3 silver at Changwon in South Korea. And in cricket, India to meet England in second ODI at Lord's in London this evening. With that, we end the Midday News.